So it's good to be here. Pretty excited, a little bit nervous. Not sure how the math worked out, but being excellent to each other, compassion is awesome. So, came here to Boulder via Boston from San Diego. You'd never guess I make naps for a living now. Doesn't seem that productive. But in my journeys, I learned a lot about the kindness of strangers, compassion of others, and really have been trying to figure out why. Why the motivation? What drives people to do the things they do? And in my Merlot haze, watching one of my favorite 80s movies, thought about, historically we're taught it's all about survival of the fittest and, getting ahead, being all about yourself and, working your way up the corporate ladder, the food chain, et cetera, social Darwinism. And you know what, I say no. So during my time in Boston, I was working at MIT in the neuroscience department, not necessarily in the capacity you might think. Went to a talk that I was not invited to on compassion and neuroscience research, and thought about the many interesting developments that have been going on within different branches of science: child development, evolutionary biology, brain and cognitive sciences, and how these different developments have forced us to think about governmental bodies, educational, business practices, and how we're living our lives today. So, how this all came about, in the 90s, scientists in Italy were doing brain scans on monkeys, and this monkey was trying to open a nut, sees this scientist coming into the room, trying to open a nut, and the macaque monkey stops and looks at the scientist, and it's like, what's going on? If the same neurons light up, and the scientist thinks the MRI is broken, how can this be? And the macaque monkey is trying to open this nut, but seeing this human opening this nut, and thus begins a whole body of research about compassion. They put they do brain scans on all of these different beings, primarily primates, human beings, and discover that we have these things called mirror neurons, which lead to an entire wave of research based on compassion and feeling whether you're going through pain, empathy. So empathic distress, babies, hear another baby crying at the age of 0. Mature empathy, 2 years old. They look at themselves in the mirror and they can realize, oh, there's something going on. They can see other people. Oh shit. 8 years old. So many things. Okay, and so empathy. So we think about the times that we empathize and express compassion, and we realize that we have one finite life, and that things are important in all these other beings, and so pity is not compassion. We feel each other's pain, angst, et cetera, et cetera. It's not pity, it's actually you're feeling it. You are soft-wired as human beings to express these emotions, which is proven by how the reaction to Haiti occurred. So 1 hour, Twitter feeds went out 2 hours, YouTube videos were posted 3 hours. There was this empathic drive to help these people in need. The world is very small, and it comes across in our historical doctrine, our religious doctrine, and it's all about feeling for everybody else in the globe. And via these amazing methods of technology that we have now, we can embrace this and express this to the rest of the globe. It's in our nature. It was embedded in our human DNA from Adam and Eve, from our very, very beginning of human civilization, that we do this. And so as a takeaway, I ask you to embrace your soft-wiredness and be excellent to each other and party on.